Access to waterways?
Access to waterways. So,
And Mr. Heim's already smiling.
he's already
This is
smiling.
exciting stuff, gentlemen.
We have, I put up 6 new additional locations, which I've identified, and they're now on the website. I had Mr. Remy put them on the website, so people want to know where these locations are, they're there. I'll go quickly. We, end of Puffer Avenue, we have an access point. We're looking at a potential access point on Pierce Road, that's still under discussion. End of Ian Street, next to 70 Ian Street, we have a point right next to the guardrail, there's access to the waterway. End of Bayside, opposite 10 Bayside. There's some parking along that portion of the street. It's an easy access into the river. End of Chapman, Ralph Chapman, opposite 12 Chapman. There's actually a boat ramp that was built by the neighboring property. It's there, but I'm not saying we should use this boat, but it's a place to put a kayak in the water. End of 3rd Street, opposite 3rd Street, there's actually an existing, I want to call it steps, concrete walkway right down to the water, so we have a sign there now. End of Cove Street, Mildred Avenue, there was actually a walkway there. There's very limited parking at this location, but it's an access point that people can get down to the water and put a kayak in the water or whatnot. So other areas we're looking at, obviously we talked about potentially the undeveloped roadway across from a certain chairman's house that we're looking at. It's just an undeveloped right of way, but that's a potential. We're not saying anything's going to have to be done there yet. End of 5th Street with a little bit of permitting through conservation, we could potentially get an access point at that location. End of Little Neck Avenue at 5th, there's another potential access point if we put some stairs in and get a conservation permit. And then Peach Street, that's a whole other item that we have to deal with some issues of encroachment by the neighboring properties before anything can be done there, but we'll have to work on that, Mr. Vice Chairman.
Thank you very much. Mr. Anderson, any discussion on waterways at this time, or did Mr. Anderson cover everything you wanted to cover today?
I am thrilled, Mr. Anderson, on your progress here. Pierce Road, I did have a conversation with the abutter. Okay. She had voiced her concerns. I made a commitment to go over there and take a look, which I will do this coming weekend. But based on our conversation you and I had, I still think it might be a viable spot, because that is definitely good access there.
Access, this is just very limited parking. There's no parking in the area, right.
So I'll go take a look this weekend and follow back up with you. In regards to potential future locations, I would just say let's, obviously we're not going to do this over the winter, but let's keep this on our radar. The other one that I want to add to this to have some discussion, especially for our Springtown meeting, Colleen Brown had mentioned, I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden, we would need some sort of dockage or something for it over by I want to say one of the dams.
Right. So I'll update that. So right now the Boy Scouts are trying to do Eagle Scouts projects. And 2 of them are looking at potential kayak, the kits you can buy to put them in the ground. They're about $5,000 a piece. So Colleen may be able to use her funding mechanism to
help
do
them
that in the
get
spring.
that done. That'd be great.
Done and taken care of. So one on Milford and one on the Upper Dam.
Yeah.
Actually, too.
Because Colleen's the one that suggested those 2 possible locations as good spots. So, look, I think we've made a lot of progress here. I think the residents who had really had concerns of this, I know I've heard from some of them that they're ecstatic that this is moving. So thank you for your efforts, and Jordan for going at this. And
I just would like to say that the residents who abut these locations are not the happiest of people, but they understand it's the town right-of-way, and that's the way it's going to be, so.
Yep, understood. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Heim.